Frame 109 coming hot at you on a wonderful Thursday afternoon. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. You want to get on Gutterball, let us know. Best way to get a hold of us is Instagram DM. We're going to go do how our weeks have been, song of the week as always, and then we're going to jump right into the assassination attempt that went down, Paul, because that's pressing, that's hot news. And that's what we're about here. Hot news delivered straight at you. But Paul, what's up? How you feeling? Heard you feeling a little under the weather. Got some allergies going on. What's going on
Why
with you?
don't you just shut up?
Okay. All right. Well, it's
I don't
Paul's
want to
show,
do the
and I won't talk.
show. No, I'm
That's
just
fine. Then don't do the show. I'll eat it. Just shut up. You can laugh at everything I say.
my week has been not great. Work's been fine. I've been trying to work the best I can, but I've just been fighting some upper respiratory infection stuff. And I saw the doctor today. I don't know, I guess it might be allergies. We don't know 100%, so he's having me try some basic things first. And gonna see. I mean, I'm feeling better right now, but that's how it's kind of been. Is like it comes and goes. It's been like this for like a month now, where like I'll get like really bad like phlegm and like almost a lightly sore throat just because I'm coughing a bunch. Um, yeah, it hasn't been too great. But how about you? Other than
I'm
the show I went to, that concert was freaking awesome. But yeah,
Let's say that for song of the week. But yeah, no, I'm that sucks, man. I'm sorry to hear you feeling bad. You always seems like you're getting sick. Seems like Paul's sick. We should go back in all the episodes and be like Paul's sick in this one, that one. Now, I bet it'd be a decent bit. I'm get a
yeah,
graph
dude.
on.
I mean, I didn't really want to go in depth on it, but like
Oh, you don't need to.
just really quickly, I've considered all things to like, okay, this started happening a couple months ago, but I moved here 4 months ago, but like, could the house have mold? You know, like, is there mold somewhere I don't know about?
It's sick.
But like, it isn't musky anywhere. My girlfriend isn't sick. The animals don't appear to be sick. So it's
Not
like,
bad.
nah, I don't think it's mold. Plus, I got the house inspected, but you never know, right? Um, and then also I thought like, well, could it be the new cat? Because like you can be allergic to some cats and not allergic to others, right? But I don't know. Trying
Paul's
to figure it
wondering
out.
why he's got respiratory issues when his walls are covered with nicotine. You scrape it off, you put your finger down the wall, and there's residue like an inch thick. That's
It's
why you're
it's
sick,
just a
Paul. You're breathing
terrible.
that nicotine
You know
wall.
what?
Destiny's
Y-
like,
You're
Destiny
making
goes
me
in
want
there,
to paint this
Paul.
room. You're making me want to paint this room a lot faster than I was going to because
I
you're being a
can't.
dick.
Destiny goes in there for 5 minutes. It's like, I'm starting to get lightheaded in here. Paul, I think it's your nicotine walls. I think he's figured it
Your
out. Boom.
nicotine walls.
Walls. They're disgusting. They're
God,
filthy. They don't look that bad, you know?
your
Anyway,
walls
I'm
taste
sorry to
like
hear.
mint skull. Like fucking
Ugh,
chew.
disgusting. Ugh, it's gross. No, I'm glad you're feeling I'm not glad you're feeling bad. Sucks to be you. No, that's rough. I'm doing all right though. You know, same old with the weeks and all that. Nothing new to report really. I went to the doctor, got my blood drawn. You know, I'm looking good. So actually, I'm looking good. I'm feeling awesome. Paul's sick. Maybe it's like a yin yang. You know, maybe it's like I'm sucking his energy. I'm taking it with me. But I'm feeling awesome. $1,000,000. Anyway, song of the week, Paul. Heard you attended a concert this week. You want to go into that?
Yeah. Well, I'm just now realizing my song of the week should probably be something related to that show I went to.
Yeah.
But I'll talk about the show and just I'll talk about maybe a different song there. But let me just go. Let's just do our song of the week first, and then I'll talk about the show. So
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
start. My song of the week is "One Last Breath" by Creed. Classic. Love it. You've heard it. You know and love it. I'm gonna try to go see Creed next month.
Love it.
They're in Minneapolis, and I'm very excited. And I'm hoping to get tickets and go. So yeah,
Can you hear me coughing in the mic? Oh,
yeah.
okay, good. Just making sure. That's what I think of Creed. Um,
Creed's
no.
awesome.
You know who has a song called One Last Breath? Suicide Silence. And it's about killing yourself. That's a cooler song.
Ruby, have you ever seen the cover of the Creed album "Weathered" that song is off of?
No, what's it look like?
It's like all their faces like in a tree. It's
Oh,
like something I could do in Photoshop.
that's like some Oblivion type. I don't know
I
why.
know.
What the hell? I'm gonna look the okay. I'll give him a pass for the album. That's a good
Yeah,
album.
you like the album cover?
He
It's
looks like
good.
shit, and he's like hammering. The guy's chiseling it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's it's funny.
Have you
Well,
heard "One Last Breath" before?
yeah, I've heard it. Yeah, everyone's heard it, but doesn't mean. Don't tell me I love it. You can't just
It's like,
force that down my throat. You know it. You love it. No, Paul. Some of us listen to good music. No, it's a terrible song of the week, but whatever gets you through. Well, I'll do. I'm gonna do this little thing
oh,
quick.
Rush. Just kidding. Go ahead.
It was Rush, and now I can't do it. God damn it! Now I
Yeah,
have to
you
spit
can,
it up
no,
because it
just
was
do
Rush.
it. Just
You
do
can't
it.
call it on me. Okay,
Just do it.
we're doing a little retrospective here because I got the physical album, so I figured I'd go through the physical albums I have. We're gonna do a little just there's a little talk about moving pictures a little bit. 2011 right there. You see that? So this is a live version. The first time they played moving pictures in their entirety, back to back, live in Cleveland. This is this recording. Um, yeah, I just want to say I was vibing to this. I'm a poser. I don't have a record player. It doesn't mean I can't enjoy the songs, right? Um, so yeah, I was listening to this. I just thought it's cool to have the artwork and everything. This is
I'm
obviously
gonna
going
be real
on.
with you. The cool thing about having those is the artwork and just having the
Yeah,
sleeve for the vinyl. Like playing them, yeah, cool. But the main thing's
you
just
can,
collecting them, you know.
yeah, I'm sad I spilt green nail polish on it a long time ago and didn't realize. So it's the value of it. But anyway, really good. You know, it's one of the greatest prog rock albums of all time. You know, the Red Barchettas and that Tom Sawyer, all that. And I learned something new, Paul, today. Kind of cool. So you know those people call. Would you consider? Do you know anyone who's like an audiophile? Like they just are obsessed with like how a specific song should sound and how they listen to music. You know, some people like a
Yeah,
certain
I've
song.
met a couple people like that before. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's one on Conan. It's his co-host on Conan's podcast. And I don't watch it, but they just happen to have Geddy Lee of Rush on there to surprise the guy. But the guy's a huge Rush fan. And he's like an audio engineer, and he talks about how there's a Dutch recording of Tom Sawyer LP because back then each recording sounded different. Like they couldn't be all consistent. Each one would
Yeah.
sound different from depending on where it was printed. And there's one from Dutch that he claims has the greatest recording of Tom Sawyer. And I was like, okay, I'll go check it out. And I found that recording, that Dutch LP from 1981 recording of Tom Sawyer, just single. And I don't know if it's placebo or not, but it does sound crisper and cleaner. It sounds like nicer. The drum fills are good and the bass holds up just perfect. So if you want a good version of Tom Sawyer, look up Tom Sawyer Dutch version. It's a rip, and it's like a rip from the LP. Go listen to it. Tell me if you see a difference. And maybe come back next week. Tell me you see a difference. I definitely hear a difference, but it could be placebo after someone told me it was. Anyway, that's pretty much my song of the week. A lot of Rush talk. But
Well, people just got the in the sound for a second at the beginning of Tom Sawyer because I accidentally clicked play. So they probably heard that. Yeah.
no, oh, you think they? Oh yeah, they probably did that. Dude, Geddy Lee's gonna copyright us for sure, bro. He does not play with that.
Just the 1 second play.
That's copyrighted. Geddy
We're
Lee
fine.
knocking that door. Yeah, I know. I'm just kidding.
um
I sound just like it, don't I?
yeah, so that's a good song of the week. That's interesting. I'll have to check that out. Are you finished? Do you want me to go into Loserville?
Yeah, no, I'm done. Yeah, talk about
Cool.
Loserville.
So, I don't know if I mentioned it on the show last week. Did I? Yeah, I did. I totally did. Well, I went to that concert. You know, I got the VIP tickets. I got to go to the Loserville tour, the American tour for Limp Bizkit, and it was it was good. Even though I was feeling I was under the weather still, I'm like, there's no way I'm not missing this. Let me just start from the beginning. This will be kind of long winded, but I want to start with the drive down there. So the drive down to Somerset, Wisconsin, it is, you know, outside of obviously the Twin Cities in Wisconsin. So it's not too far from the cities. About a 2 hour and 40-minute drive from where I currently live. And we didn't take the main Minnesota highway, Jackson. We took the state highway in Wisconsin. That's a little slower. It added like 10 minutes because I was like, oh, let's do this scenic route where we drive through all these small like Wisconsin towns. And it was actually kind of cool. Like it was like, damn, like these tiny little towns of like 1,600 to 1,000 people, you know? We
Yeah,
stopped
drive
in,
to Michigan's like that. If you go over there.
yeah. And Osceola is kind of a little bit of a bigger one, and that was near Somerset. We stopped and ate at a place called the Tippy Canoe there. It was honestly probably the most horrible fries I've ever had from a place. Like they were like, how do you
Okay.
fuck up fries? Like they weren't warm. They were obviously deep fried, but they weren't warm, and they were like they weren't it was just not good.
What kind
They
of
were
fries
bad.
we talking about? Straight cut, crinkle,
They're like
potato
they're
wedge.
like your classic where like they're out of a raw potato, so some have the skin fried on it, you know, and some are like the center of the
Oh yeah,
potato.
I can't remember what you call those. Kind of
What
like
do you
Five Guys fries.
Yeah, steak fries
Just
maybe?
straight.
I don't know, something similar
Yeah,
to
they're
that.
steak, like just straight. I think they're called
There's
like straight or steak fries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were terrible, but the wrap wasn't too bad. I got like a crispy chicken wrap or something, and that made up for it. So,
Man,
um,
bite into a gross fry is the worst.
yeah,
Yeah. Ugh.
yeah. So the Loserville tour was at the Somerset Amphitheater in Somerset, Wisconsin. I had never been to this venue, and I had VIP parking. And holy shit, dude, it's kind of a mess how they have it. Like as far as the stage, pit, seating, and
Look dumb.
merchant trucks, that's all fine. But the way to get into there and the parking, how it's situated, it's kind of terrible. Like, I was like, you wouldn't have to have this many people on staff with fucking things for parking, like telling people where to go park, if you would just like set this up better. Like, it was just set up terribly. Like, I literally had to go like through the whole place to get to VIP parking. Now, yeah, it was really close. Don't get me wrong. But then getting out was terrible because everybody was just walking through the VIP parking lot to leave to go to get to their cars.
No,
So,
true. Yeah.
so I was just like, this is terrible. Like, who designed it this way?
I'm VIP.
Yeah. So, but anyways,
VIP.
Destiny's never had VIP tickets to anything. I mean, Destiny went to her first concert with me. She had never been to a concert, like seen live music.
Was it Session Hall of Water Boys? Was that her first?
No,
concert?
it was Born of Osiris at the Red Herring.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was sick in that basement. It was pretty cool. She really liked it, but
yeah.
she's that. I guess this is the first time. Like I've had VIP tickets, but I've never went to a concert with her with VIP tickets, and she was like really excited. So we get in there, and they're like, "Oh, you have the club pass," and so they put this like we get this fancy blaze orange like soft bracelet, and they put that on us, and then they're like, "Okay, you can go into the VIP lounge over there." And blah 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 blah. So I'm like, okay, whatever. We get in. First thing I do is hit the first merch table. There's like 4 or 5 merch tents. They all have the same stuff. I walked around to check it out because I was like, I just want to see what they got.
Yep.
Somebody was telling me there wasn't going to be a lot of Limp Bizkit merch, but honestly, they had the most merch there. So I was kind of surprised.
Nice.
Riff Raff had, a hat, but it was a style of hat that wouldn't fit my head. Like everybody had t-shirts, hoodies, whatever. Corey Feldman's was the most expensive merch. He had one t-shirt and he had a pop vinyl of himself that you could buy. And you could also, he was the only one you could do meet and greets with, and he'd sign whatever you had.
I wish I was there. I would have shook his hand.
And it was his birthday. It's Corey Feldman's birthday that day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. I saw that on the promotional video.
Yeah. And I picked up, Limp Bizkit Loserville tour t-shirt. They had like 3 or 4 different tour shirts. I'll show you it sometime. And then I also just got like a purple Riff Raff shirt because every band shirt I usually gets black or white. And I like it when I can see merch that has like a different color base print. And so when I saw the purple or the neon yellow that Riff Raff had, I got the purple one.
Right.
So I just got 2 shirts. And then after that, we went to the VIP lounge. And they have like a person there's 2 ways you can get out. Either at the top half of the hill or at the bottom of the hill, so you can get to your seats quicker, or the pit or whatever. And we go there and it's like super nice tents with like cabanas and fans and really nice seating. A lady comes up, like a bartender gives us a menu and like, what do you want? We'll get you whatever. It was super cool. It was just like, we felt like very high class. And the guy's like, oh, your seats are over there. And there's only like 40 of them in a cluster, and you can tell they're up on risers. So you're like I kind of wish the seats were closer because like you have the pit and you have the generic seating even in front of me, but I'm up on risers. I can see above everybody. I have a straight shot. I can see both the screens and the performance. So like I wasn't that bummed, but I was like, damn, I wish this was a little closer, But the club seats, dude, were so nice. They were like actual comfy recliner chairs, like movie theater chairs, basically. And they had like a table, and you could order food right to they would literally bring you food. You wouldn't have to go get to the food trucks or anything. It's really bougie, dude.
Hope you didn't sit down. When Corey Feldman's on stage, Paul, you stand like this.
We sat down for a couple, like took little breaks here and there, but nothing crazy. I mean, it's like we didn't pay. We got the seats. We might as well use them, like they're comfy seats.
Oh yeah.
Plus, even sitting down, you could see.
I'm just giving you shit.
Yeah. But then we tried to go into the pit at one point, and they're like, "No, you can't. You have VIP. You have to sit in your seats." Yeah, and I'm just like, yeah, but like I've had VIP before at other venues, and they let you go anywhere. It's like basically you get that. It's like how VIP I thought worked was like you get these extra perks such as this seating, this club area. You get to maybe in some cases meet and greet. And then everything below that, you get access to the pit, you get access to, and yeah, they were like, no. And I'm like, God damn it, because I really wanted to go in the pit, but
It
whatever.
was like $70 for pit tickets last when I looked. I was like, maybe I'll catch a ride at the Paul, but then like, nah, I don't need to go to that. But I was like, yeah, I was kind of surprised. I actually, you know what? I'm not super
You
surprised. I
could have
kind of
caught a ride
assumed,
with me
yeah,
anytime. So
I kind of honestly assumed that it would have been you couldn't go down there. I don't know
yeah.
why I just assumed, but that is
Yeah.
lame. I was gonna say like, how do you? I don't know, man. I'm still at that age where I'm just like, I can't even have the thought of a seat. It's just like disgusting to me. I
Yeah,
hate
I
it.
like it. Corey Feldman opened, and he opened. We were at the VIP area, like we had just got there when we got
Yeah.
there and he had just come on, like we had watched him come out, and
Okay.
he changed costumes like 100 different times. He had a few good songs like that sounded like originals, but there was like one where I was like, this isn't, in my opinion, I didn't really like it. But then he did a covers of a couple songs I didn't recognize, but he wasn't bad. He was good. And Riff Raff was the MC. That's what really bummed me. So he performed, but like 4 songs throughout the whole night in between different acts, but he was doing a sketch the whole time. Like they had a camera following him around out back behind stage, like when the show started, and they had him on the projector. He's like, "Come on, man, I'm trying to get my truck fixed." And there's some guy underneath his truck, and they did like a skit throughout the whole show.
That's
Um, but he did Tiptoeing in My Jordans, Stars in the Roof. He did I Can't Give Up My Truck. He did a bunch of like new stuff and old stuff, but not enough. Like I think I'm probably exaggerating 4 songs. Like maybe it was 6 or 7, but like it was broken up through the night and it wasn't like that much of a performance. I'd say he was more just emceeing or leading the event. Um,
Mm. It did say hosted by Riff Raff too.
yeah.
I think.
Nate No Face was interesting. I had never
Mm.
heard his music before, other than it was described as like EDM punk metal. And he comes up on stage and he puts his little synth or keyboard and flips on. He's got like those repetitive beats, and he just starts going. And I'm like, damn, this guy's sick. He's super humble, like super happy to be there, And
Yeah.
and then like the second song, dude, it was like Gigi Allen vibes. He starts bashing his head with the mic and he splits his whole head open, dude. He's just bleeding the whole
Mm.
rest of his set,
I like
like
that.
profusely bleeding. At first, I was like, that's gotta be fake. I was like, no, he fucked himself up. He had to go to the medical tent after. He did really well. Like he put his heart and soul into that like performance. I could tell.
I love when people hurt themselves on stage. That is the best thing ever. If you see
Yeah,
someone cut their wrist on stage, that's pretty cool.
Bones, Eddie Baker, and Xavier Wolf killed it. Honestly, Xavier Wolf and Eddie Baker were really good. Like, don't get me wrong, but Bones, like he himself killed it this time around. He just got better. I feel like
I'm
he's
so excited to be on it's just the first show of the tour, so you get
yeah,
that hype first of all. Because
yeah,
you ever been to like a show where it's like the last of the tour and their guys are just like, I've even
yeah,
had them where they're like, you know what, we're so tired, man, but we're trying.
yeah.
You got that, but that's good because first of all, boo Xavier Wolf, boo. No one booed him. No
No,
one booed the pedophile.
he's
Okay.
gotten way heavier. He
Oh,
keeps
he's
getting
great.
fatter every time we watch him, but
You
that's
Look,
okay.
look
Okay to
out,
get a
Eddie
little
Baker.
fat.
He's giving it a run for his money. Look out! Look out! Fuck that.
But speaking of Bones, we wore our In Loving Memory tour shirts. Destiny and I both
Yeah.
wore them. And I don't think he was pointing at us, but it seemed like it. But we were in the back in our club seats, and we weren't sitting at the time. We were standing for Bones and them because we have to. Couldn't go in the pit. We gotta watch. We gotta watch Bones and Eddie Baker and them.
Hmm.
And he like in between songs, he goes, "You know what?" And he's like, "Shout out to all the OGs. We see you back there." And I swear he's pointing at us out there in VIP. He's like, "I'd be doing the same thing, sitting down, chilling, having a cold one, and enjoying the show." And I'm like, "Fuck yeah."
He's definitely probably saying that to you. That's
Yeah.
cool. Fun.
So yeah, so they did really good. And then Limp Bizkit, man, wow. Wes Borland's crazy on the guitar. Wes
Yeah.
Borland started playing like Master of Puppets intro, the like we started shredding like they covered Smells Like Teen Spirit. That was
Oh,
interesting.
nice. That's fun.
They played Break Stuff twice to open the show and to end the show. We were the first, I think we were the first one on the tour, they kept saying, like the first stop.
You were, yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
saying.
and so like it was hype. Like it was
Mhm.
crazy. And as you know, like I've Weston said this. Weston's like, the crowd looks kind of lame there, and it's like, you know what? I never really thought of like the crowd being an aspect of a show, really. And now that I look at it, it's like I don't care. Honestly, I'd rather the crowd be lame so I can see. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it when the crowd's like jumping, it's cool, you're in the pit, whatever. But like, there's also, you got to think it's Limp Bizkit headlining. A lot of guys that were like white dudes in their 30s to 40s, you know, that like Limp Bizkit growing up and stuff. So
No,
or
I don't know what you're saying, but you can keep talking. It's all good.
oh,
No, man,
anyways,
you gotta have the crowd has to move. Dude, I saw that little snip you had a break. So everyone was just standing there like they had to go to the fucking funeral home next day.
well,
It's so lame.
the only
I don't
ones that opened up a pit were Bones in them. But
really.
Biscuit did not.
Corey Feldman didn't? I
No,
thought one just always opened.
no.
Corey Feldman, open up the fight. He gets in there, open up the pit. He didn't cover Bad by Michael Jackson either. He didn't do any
No, I
Michael
was hoping he
Jackson.
would.
Damn.
Limp Bizkit,
No,
man, though, that's gonna be a performance to remember. That was awesome. And
Limp Biz-
the best part about it is like usually I'll have a drink or two at these things. I was completely sober the whole time because I was sick, and it's just because I was feeling a little under the weather. I was like, like booze and stuff doesn't help you when you're feeling like that. So I was just like, let's just be completely sober this whole time. I got some mini donuts, enjoyed the show. It was good. Had a few
speak for
liquid
yourself.
deaths.
I don't know, man. I guess you're right. That is a good way to detox. Liquid Death, would you pay $10 for one? How much you pay?
I think it's like
Be
8.
free.
That's all I had for water. $8 a can.
It's like 8. Dude, that's wild.
Yeah,
I
but
hate
you
that.
got to think about it. We didn't pay anything for tickets or parking, so it's like, okay, fucking food,
Mhm.
merch.
Oh,
You
that's
know,
true. Actually, yeah.
it's like everything was very much included other than the food and merch. So yeah,
No,
some
sounds
drinks.
like a great show. I think I'm. We bought the tickets a while ago, but Primus is like next week, and I haven't even
That's
talked to
awesome.
Lisa about it. I'm like, are we still going to Primus? Like, I don't even know,
Yeah,
but I think we're going to Primus next week, so that'll be cool.
yeah. I'm trying to go to Creed next month.
Ugh,
Limp
gross.
Bizkit.
Uh,
One thing I have to say is you heard their new song "Turn It Up, Bitch," right?
yes, I think so.
So they played that, but I guess Fred Durst is like, this is the first time I've ever done a contest. I did it with 94X. We're gonna play Turn It Up, Bitch. But we had people enter a contest of who could do it the best, and this guy was chosen. So they have this guy, this local guy from a small town in Wisconsin, come out. All I can describe him as, he looks like old school Yellow Wolf. He's got a trucker hat on, a mullet, a big handlebar mustache, and like the riffraff shades, and he's in mossy oak overalls. And he gets up there. I'm like, okay. And him and Fred Durst both spit every lyric to Turn It Up, Bitch. And that guy nails it.
Nice.
And I was
Nice.
like, damn, this is fire. Like, it was super cool, actually, to see that happen. But yeah, show was good. Had a great time. VIP was awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome. Loserville. I mean, I talked about it months ago when it was happening. I told you Corey Feldman was a treat. Honestly, if it was just Corey Feldman, I probably would have gone still. I'm like, Corey Feldman? All right, let's say less. No, that's just a weird lineup. Legendary. Very, very cool. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. I mean, like you said there, you said you don't want to drink or smoke when you're sick. That's valid. I feel like I never drank when I was sick, but I have definitely smoked weed when I was sick. And anything, if it's a sore throat, it won't help. But anything else, I feel like weed will at least make you feel a little better. You ever notice that? You try to smoke a lot of weed when you're sick, throwing up, that helps a lot. Hmm. Maybe it's just me. I never drank when I was sick though. That sounds like a terrible idea.
Well, yeah, I think isn't marijuana technically it like helps not like it helps cure nausea, helps you like not vomit.
Yeah, for certain people, I think.
Yeah.
CBD. Well, talking a lot about music, Paul. You know what we got to talk about. You know what went down. What date did it? What was it? 2 days ago, the 16th, 16th, July 16th. President Trump was shot at and shot.
Attempted
Pretty crazy,
assassination.
Paul. Attempted assassination. Now, I don't even think we need to go so into death, Paul. About
Everybody knows about it.
no, everybody knows he got hit in the right ear, left ear. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He
The
got shot.
shooter had an AR-15 style rifle. He was on a roof. He used a ladder to get up there.
Remember
He
Black
fired
Rock?
multiple shots. Other than the shooter, one unfortunate bystander by Trump was shot and killed by that
Yeah,
AR.
quite unfortunate.
It was a
Quite
dad.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a bunch of, we saw how the Secret Service is run by a bunch of women. You see how that goes. They were
Yeah.
cowering. They didn't know what to do. Well, let me read. Paul, in fact, let me go and tell you a little bit about a transcript. This is this was about 10 seconds after Trump was shot. This is from the women of the Secret Service who were directly responsible for guarding Trump.
Shut
They
up.
say, what do we do? what are we supposed to do? Oh my god, what are we doing? And in the video, you can see one of them like looking, and then they fix their shirt, like they button it up, like they're like trying to look nice.
Yeah, but
And
I
this
feel
is
like those
right after
people
one of
aren't
the best
real
times.
Secret Service, man. Maybe they are, or are they a third
No, they
party
were. They
hired
were the ones
company?
guarding him. They had like it was so funny just seeing like 5'8" women try to guard Trump, who's like 6'3", and they're like trying to get in front of him, but he's just towering over him, and he's like hammering the fist. It's pretty cool. No, it was
That
definitely
photo was really hard. That was a
that
cool
photo is
photo.
hard. Yeah, I mean, it seems like either people say this doesn't solidify his victory at all, or 100% does, and I
Oh, I
think it
think it 100% does.
100%
Oh,
using
I
that
think he's
victory.
100% winning now that he got attempted assassination. I mean,
Hmm.
I don't know why that. I can't tell you why that would be, but I just have a feeling.
Yeah, no, I mean that photo. It was the photo, Paul. It's 100%
Yeah,
the photo.
where he's
That
saying
guy's
fight and
awesome.
he put the fist up.
Yeah, yeah, it's awesome. And then he's I think he just campaigned in Wisconsin yesterday after they told him not to, and he's like, nah, I got to keep doing that. I got to go out there. Anyway, 100% probably was an inside job. There's a lot of things that have been
No,
said
I think it's
that I've heard.
100% real. I think it 100% happened that way, and there wasn't anything involved. And here's why. This is my going to be my argument with it, and I'm going to
Mm,
leave it at this. The Secret
okay.
Service is known for fucking up all the fucking time. They always fuck up. You go look at any other altercation with presidents and stuff, there's always some fuck up. Very rarely do they
Mhm.
get it right, and a guy jumps in front of the gun, or something, and he gets shot instead of the intended target. But um, I just think that I think it was a series of unfortunate events. Like a bunch of mistakes were made by the wrong people at the wrong time. And that shooter should have never even been on that, never even gotten to that roof if things were done right. And that's where I stand on it. And don't get me wrong, could it be fake? Yeah, it could. But I don't think it was. I think it was
Mm,
real.
okay.
They fuck
Well,
up
I'm
all
gonna
the
go
time,
with the
dude.
fact that they 100% did stage that because I don't know. What about all the recordings of the Secret Service being like, don't have people on those roofs and them asking to get clearance to shoot and they didn't get clearance to shoot. And also the
Yeah,
him them
that's a bunch of fuck
behind
ups.
the
They should
stage.
have let him shoot.
Mm, I guess it could have been a bunch of fuck ups, but I still think it's sus. I don't want to get super in depth on
Yeah, I
the
get it.
conspiracy side of it because they're still developing. But I refuse to believe that that wasn't an attempt on his life. Like, well, I mean, I guess it's kind of say it'd be like, well, if it was staged, then who staged it, right? Are we talking the CIA, the FBI, the government? Some some
Just
secret
staged in
society.
general. Just
You
staged in
know,
general. Like, is it was
I
this
think,
was this a fake?
mm,
I don't think so. The way Trump
yeah,
reacted, in my opinion, I get it. He was on
no.
TV and on reality TV, so he was never really truly an actor. But I don't know, man. The way he
Oh no, I
reacted,
don't
it's
think
like he
he
would
knew.
have not even known about it then. Yeah.
What I think happened is someone possibly deeper in the government probably paid to have him, or not paid, but they set up things where they're like, okay, we're gonna do X, Y, and Z, and maybe not necessarily paid this guy to go do it, but they're just not gonna have such good security. So it was like a malicious force acting on it. Or then again, it could be one of those things that we've been proven time and time again that the CIA will cook your brain like they did to Charles Manson and all that shit and make you do shit that you don't want to do. And Ted Kaczynski, it could be another one of those. And
They'll
just
cook your brain.
coincidentally, that kid was in a BlackRock commercial in high school. So I don't know. BlackRock, one of the most top three like powerful companies of all time, like right now. Um, yeah, a little weird. I don't know. I guess we'll never know. I guess we'll just find out eventually. As more develops. I saw the picture of the dude's head that the dude that they the shooter's head. It's all splattered. Pretty
Oh, did
violent. They
really?
want to.
There was a picture of it.
Oh, they got him. Oh, yeah.
The
Uh-oh.
sniper shot him, right?
Am I here? Am I cut out?
Yeah, you're here. The sniper shot him,
Oh,
right?
okay. Everything froze. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Yeah, the sniper shot him. Yeah, I didn't want to see the picture, but his head was, yeah, he's dead. Yeah, that dude's dead. I wish they didn't kill him though. I mean, I guess they needed to, but like, you gotta got some information out of him. You know what I mean? Have you seen the guy? You seen him? He looks really
Yeah.
sus.
Yeah, it's
He
also
looks really
interesting that he was a registered Republican, but I always like I don't even think that matters. I don't think whether like what they're registered as or what they were registered as matters. I think anybody can do anything erratic for any reason, you know.
Mm. You're just strengthening my argument by telling me that because I didn't know that. Huh, a registered Republican, upstanding citizen, and a BlackRock commercial decides to shoot Trump. I don't believe it. I don't buy it. Do not buy it. In fact, there was multiple shooters, Paul. There wasn't even a shooter at all. It was a BB gun. That's what some guy said. Some guy in the picture was
Shut
like, "It was a
up.
BB gun." Yeah, and I
No,
believe that.
no, it was an AR
Anyway,
supposedly.
well,
Or
regardless of what it is, we almost saw his brains get scooped on
yeah,
TV.
because I mean, you also have to look at it this way, Jack. Um, sorry, Ruby. Hitting somebody from that far away, which isn't really that far, but it was still kind of
450
far,
feet.
with a rifle, okay,
Hard. Yep, 450 feet is
is
not bad.
pretty tough when they're moving. Trump moves. He talks with his body. He uses a lot of gestures. He does that. And if you saw when he started shooting, Trump at that basically like last second turns his head, and when he was nicked in the ear, and what you were about to see is if he would have stayed there, he would have gotten the back of his head, I think, fucking blown right out. Like I think the bullet
Yeah,
would have hit him in the back of the head and blew the back of his fucking head out and
it
taken
would
his
have been.
spine or something. Um,
Frankly, it would have been awful. I can't do
mm,
Trump. I'll do Trump. Frankly, it would have been awful if they scooped my
I
head
can't
off.
with this voice right now. Frankly, it would have
Uh,
been awful. Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Perfect. No, you gotta say if they scooped my head off on live TV, it would have been awful. It would have been an awful situation, folks. I don't know. I can't do
I've
Trump.
never
Fuck.
seen a
No,
thin
you got
person
no
drinking
impressions.
Diet Coke.
Wish I had it. Oh,
What? What do you mean, uh-oh?
my thing just keeps freezing, but I'm still
You
here,
keep
so we're good.
freezing? You're
You
there?
keep
Okay.
freezing. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
Okay.
As long as you're recording, it's fine. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it. Paul
Well,
is a great Trump impression.
yeah.
He ain't.
No,
Yeah.
do you have anything else to say on Trump?
No, it's just I mean, I'm not gonna vote. I don't really care, but just so everyone's clear and don't mistake this. We are a pro Trump podcast, by the way. Make America great again. Trump and Pence. Oh yeah, he announced the
I'm
vice
not voting
president.
for him.
Some guy, Brandon Herrera. Well, who are you gonna vote for if not him?
Wait, who did he announce for vice president?
Brandon Herrera.
You're lying.
No, I'm just kidding. No, he looks like Brandon Herrera. He looks like exactly like him.
Did he announce a
Yeah,
VP?
yeah, he did. It's like some it's actually like a seems like a decent dude. By the way, I'm not voting, I don't care. But I am voting for Trump and Pence. So
His name is JD
20.
Vance. He's from Ohio.
You think the AI will pick up on the Trump Pence thing and like flag us if we get flagged?
I don't think so. So Trump announced Senator JD Vance as his running mate today out of Ohio. Okay. Not I did not see that coming at all. Never heard of this guy. Should be interesting. What do you think?
Brandon Herrera, I don't care. I really don't. I don't give a fuck. I
Probably
hate him.
better than Pence. I think Trump and Pence don't really like each other.
Hmm. I haven't really seen them talk at all or interact at all. But then
Yeah.
again, I stay out of politics. I don't care. Anyway, on to more fun Paul news, some funnier news. Boogie 2988, also referred to as the internet's dad back in the day. You know, the classic YouTuber Paul, the Francis Rage. He did all
Yeah.
the unboxing videos, the awesome unboxing. Remember those, Paul?
Yeah, we
You know,
talked about
that
him
guy,
last week. We talked no, not last week, like 2 weeks ago with his fake crypto coin.
a fat guy splashes in the water, crypto scammer. He didn't do that. Paul, can you believe it? Boogie 2988 faked cancer. It's
I can
all in the
believe it.
news. Pretty crazy. I can believe it too. Yeah. It's a developing situation, but a while ago Boogie went on online to e-beg and cry that he had cancer and he couldn't afford some rare blood cancer is what he claimed, and said that he couldn't afford to eat, despite having hundreds of $1,000s worth of collectibles behind him, directly 5 feet behind him. Anyway, so people donated to his GoFundMe, give me money for you know, cancer. Just give me money for cancer.
Yeah.
And turns out somebody, or Destiny rather, and some other person bombarded them on Locale Live and was asking about his validity of the cancer, and he couldn't prove it. And apparently, from what we understand now, is Boogie faked cancer that entire time. So it's crazy. He went from crypto scammer to e-beggar to cancer
Well,
faker.
he for sure faked cancer, right? Like he hasn't given proof at all about it, right?
He says he's gonna get proof, and apparently there's an $80,000 bond out, or like warrant. I guess warrant. I guess to say warrant out for if he reveals it. Mudamar, or not Mudamar, whatever that dude's name is from Ordinary Gamers, offered a shit ton of money. I think Critical offered money.
Oh,
If
apparently he said he's never been diagnosed. Yeah,
so,
Destiny. Yeah, so
yeah,
he's fake
yeah,
cancer.
yeah. That's pretty crazy. I don't like Destiny. Fuck Destiny. But
I think
um,
Destiny's kind of funny.
No, he's not. I don't know. He's pretty cringe, pretty based. You like who you like, but he's not coming on our cast. We're an anti-Destiny cast.
I like Destiny. He's like a nice guy.
No, he doesn't. Fuck that. Get out of here. You don't know him. Anyway, yeah, no, that was pretty surprising and pretty funny. It's just crazy that I would watch Boogie 2988 back in the day, unironically. Like, yeah, I knew Francis Rage video. Let's go. All right, he's gonna smash some
He's
things
putting
up.
Doritos and Mountain Dew in a blender and drinking it and getting sick and screaming.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was what YouTube was made for. He'd talk about how his mom would beat him constantly, and his dad would beat him constantly, and his brother would hit him all the time, and then his sister would hit him too, and then he lived in a sewer for a while. Yeah, it's pretty
What the
funny life
fuck?
story, if you ask me. No, yeah,
Um,
he had a fucked up childhood.
yeah, fuck
As
him. Faking cancer. Okay, faking cancer is like a minor joke. I think with friends is funny. Like back in the Filthy Frank days when iDubbbz would shave his head and be like, "I have cancer." Like that's funny because he doesn't
yeah,
actually have cancer, and it's known and being shown that it is for what's the word I'm looking for?
entertainment purposes.
Entertainment purposes, exactly. Like it's meant to be a joke,
No one's
whatever,
fucking
haha,
donating
funny.
to you.
Yeah, but he literally had money get donated to him saying it was for the cancer treatment and he doesn't have cancer. Like that's fucked up. So, you want to know what the crazy thing about this is, dude? Nothing's going to really happen. Like it's just going to be another Boogie's in the news for something crazy again. He's just at this point doing I think anything to stay relevant. I think the cancer thing was like one of the things he did to stay relevant, lying about it. The whole shooting when Frank Castle came to his house, the fucking crypto coin, and now this. Like, I don't know, man. He's doing the right things for staying relevant, I guess. Like, we still talk about Boogie. You know who we don't talk about all that much anymore? H3H3, iDubbbz. Like, we don't talk about those guys anymore.
We do when we don't like them, and we also don't like Boogie either, right? Well, now we don't have to wonder what's gonna kill him first, the cancer or the fatness. It's gonna be the fatness. Now we know. So yeah, enjoy his young girlfriend. Yep. Yeah. Well, you know what? It's pretty funny though. I mean, like greatest con of all time if you can get away with it, right? I feel like I could get away with it. What do you think I should fake? AIDS? Should I fake
No,
AIDS?
don't fake anything.
What does AIDS look like? I could do syphilis, make my
It's probably
hands
like
all like
a little amoeba.
AIDS little amoeba.
Is it amoeba?
I don't know. I thought your eyes turned black or something like
I
that.
don't think it's amoeba.
Hmm. That's crazy that I don't know AIDS symptoms. I should know about some AIDS symptoms. I've been around
Can we
some
talk
AIDS.
about movies and TV? You've been around some AIDS?
Yeah. Season AIDS back
You
in
know what
my
I imagine? Like when you say that, like I imagine you're at like a nightclub and then the people that are walking around with AIDS, you see one of two things. You either see that Watchdog style UI come up where it tells you everything about them, their name, their
yeah.
birthday, whether they're HIV positive and blah, 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 and their occupation, or they have the Halo Reach stinky pestilence armor thing around them.
Yeah, the
Like the
Steve.
green,
Yeah, you can
like the
tell.
green, and it's
No,
like flies.
they're like a mutated legendary in Fallout 4. Like they're glowing and shit. You're like,
Yeah.
I know, I could tell that guy got AIDS.
You
No,
can tell that guy's got AIDS.
I can tell that guy's got AIDS. I'm an AIDS sniffing hound. They
Oh
call
god.
him, call him the Warhog. As
Hold
they
on, the
say.
guy we're after is gay. Get the dog we trained to sniff specifically for AIDS, because you know they have one for bombs and they have one for like drugs and stuff. They have
I
an
know.
AIDS sniffing canine.
That'd be really useful, actually. It'd save people a lot of tests. No, I literally got tested for AIDS like a week ago. I do not have AIDS. Stop commenting. I have AIDS. Every time, every goddamn day. I don't have AIDS. I have proof. Oh shit, I gotta provide proof. Shit, no. I don't have AIDS.
Right.
I don't have AIDS. Imagine
Wait,
it's the opposite.
Jack, I think, or Ruby, I think you should say that you have AIDS and then use it for people to donate money to us.
Jesus Christ. What am I gonna do? Like, what do you wear? Like a ball? What do AIDS balls? Seriously, what do AIDS symptoms look like? Do you know one AIDS symptom?
I think you should dress up like Corey Feldman with the shades and like the hood on.
And that would make you look like I have AIDS?
Yeah, it would make you look like you have AIDS. Make yourself look really pale.
Corey Feldman has AIDS?
No, Corey Feldman doesn't have AIDS.
Dude, there's every single symptom is AIDS. Nausea, throwing up, night sweats. I have all these: cough, lymph nodes, fever. Paul, you might have AIDS. Fatigue.
Shut up.
Weight loss, sore throat. If you're losing it, you have chills. You have pneumonia.
No chills.
Disorder. Serious infections. Memory loss. genital sores, mouth ulcer,
Yeah, I
headache,
have genital sores, Jack. Or Ruby.
depression,
I have
mouth
genital
sores,
sores.
yeast infection, shortness of breath, cough, diarrhea, night sweats, swollen lymph nodes. You might have AIDS. So check any of those, you probably have AIDS.
What do you think of Nick Swartzen? I really like Nick Swartzen's Mr. Furley impression from Three's Company. Can you do it?
I never watched Mr. Furley. I don't know who that.
I
I don't
don't.
know who he
He's like
is.
that guy in Three's Company that's always like shaking or being weird. Like I
I
don't know
never
what his
know what
deal
Three's
is.
Company. What is
I've
that? Is
never
that
really watched it
noodles?
either. But Mr.
Oh,
Furley's like, or Nick Swartzen's impression of it is like, oh, this is Mr. Furley, and he just woke up next to a 17-year-old girl that he just had sex with or something, or was gonna have sex with, and he goes, I'm coming in your butt. And then he goes, and then he goes, your mouth is my toilet. I don't know
that's
why. I think
awful.
it's so funny.
That's
It's so
awful. That's
horrible.
the worst thing
Because I
ever.
went and looked up Mr. Furley Three's Company and found like a compilation on
Yeah.
YouTube. And then now I can see
You
that
do
guy
that?
saying that, and I think it's so funny. He just shakes like he did the impression and the facial expression so well.
That's foul. Oh, oh, gross. Ugh, that's funny though. I
Your
like
mouth is my toilet.
that. Fuck off. Well, I suppose we could talk about movies and TV. Paul, I'll let you go into yours because I'm gonna have a little bit longer talk on mine. But what have you been watching? Paul's always been a big watcher of movies and
Yeah.
TV. We need to have a little theme, Paul. A little Paul talk, I don't know,
Yeah.
something like a bass. Put a bass.
Paul's movie time. There's like a little like jazz
That's
riff.
fine,
Yeah,
fine.
yeah,
Time. We could do a little quartet time.
yeah.
Let's do that. Yeah,
Time. Yeah.
that's great.
And then
And
it's got like the marquee lights
yeah.
on the
Yeah,
outside
that'd be
going around
cool.
with the
Yeah.
lights.
Oh, yeah.
And it like swings in like a fake metal sign
Welcome,
and then
yeah,
comes back out,
welcome in.
pans out.
Yeah.
See, why don't we just do movies?
Paul's movie time.
Um,
Good work.
so I watched a movie on Netflix called We Have a Ghost. Most notable two actors in it, I'd say, are Anthony Mackie and oh man, I always forget his name. David Harbour. David Harbour plays the ghost. It's a fun family movie. It's like a feel-good movie. It's kind of like a comedy as well. It's pretty funny. I like it a lot. It's basically about this family that moves into a haunted house and there's a ghost there, and the kid discovers him. But he's trying to be scary, but he doesn't scare the kid. And he's really a friendly ghost. He can't talk. He doesn't know why he's there. And he ends up interacting with this kid, and the kid tries to figure out like what actually happened to him. Like, why is he a ghost? Why is he in this attic? You know, like what's going on? And it turns out he can actually go outside the attic. He can go anywhere. He's just stuck in ghost form, and he could phase through walls and stuff and
Oh,
he can be completely invisible if he wants to, or visible. Um and I have to mention that he is wearing the thing he died in. It's a bowling shirt that has his name on it and says "Split Happens" on the back. I think that's kind of funny.
that's pretty
But it's a
funny.
good like feel good movie. I'd give it like a 7.5 out of 10.
Oh, I got some questions.
Yeah.
Did any of these fucking ghosts ever burst through the fucking wall and say I'm gonna jerk everybody off in the fucking room? Did that happen in the movie? Any of those fucking ghosts? Did that happen?
Shut up. No,
I'm
no.
just
It did.
wondering.
I'm
And
just
I'm not trying to have you the worst day of your life. Okay, I'm not
yeah.
trying to be
He's
funny.
crying. He's crying.
He's
For those of you that don't know what we're
they just
talking about,
yeah,
there's a show called I Think You Should Leave, and that's a sketch where a guy goes into a haunted house horror movie like tour, like walk through like a tour of a home that's haunted, and he keeps saying foul things with like the whole party he's with as they go through. Any of these motherfuckers ever fucking bust out of the wall and fucking yeah, he's just being such a dickhead.
I don't
Dude.
know what they say, but it's very foul. Yeah, I
It's
love
so
that.
foul. That's funny.
That sounds like a funny movie.
Destiny and I have started watching a TV show on Netflix called Your Honor. There's 2 seasons. Bryan Cranston starring. It's a drama. It's got some violence in it. It is very well written so far. The first couple episodes, I'm like, damn, this is crazy. To give you the premise, though, in case you haven't heard of it, Bryan Cranston plays a lawyer, and his son, who is 17, I think is 17, or maybe he's like 15, something like that, accidentally hit and runs a mob boss's son and kills him. and then
Mm,
runs from the scene, obviously hit and run. Tells his dad about it because he was having an asthma attack. Like he was having an asthma attack in the car, and when he was trying to grab his inhaler, the kid on the motorcycle ran right into the front of his car. And so he killed the
right.
mob boss's son. And now he tells his dad, and instead his dad was going to turn him in. They were about to go tell him what happened. But then he finds out that it was the mob boss's son. So before he turns him in, like the dad decides not to do it. And his dad now, Bryan Cranston, not the lawyer, sorry, he's a judge called Your
Mm,
Honor, tries to cover it all up. It's pretty good so far.
that sounds actually pretty
And
good.
the kid's like losing it, like what he did, because the kid like wanted to turn himself in.
Oh,
So it's interesting. Yeah, I like it. I so far I give it like an 8.5, 9 out of 10. It's not bad. Um, and the only other two things I have to mention is one's more of a question for you. Do you like Paul Blart?
I'm a fan. I actually watched it recently. Yeah, it's a good
First
movie.
one's really good. The second one kind of sucks though, right?
I didn't like it.
Um, I think they should come back and do a third. I was thinking about that. It's like this, they went off on such a bad note with the second one. Why can't Kevin James come back and do a Paul Blart Mall Cop 3?
He, he'll probably do it. He's losing a bunch of weight. He directed that film, but he'll go do it. No, that would be cool. That scene where he tries to slide behind cover and he doesn't make it and he keeps inching. Had me
That's
fucking
so funny.
howling. That's
Yeah,
just like awesome.
it's
Yeah,
so funny.
yeah, it's
Because
fucking
like the
great.
way the music lines up to it and it cuts, he's like the
Yeah,
squeaking
yeah,
noise. Yeah.
yeah. It's
And the
fucking awesome.
fact of the matter that like his choice of like transportation's a Segway.
Yeah, it's like what the fuck? He's like
Oh,
beaten up. He falls on the woman. He just crushes her with all
my
his weight,
yeah,
8
like
pounds.
the in the first movie when he yeah. He goes to oh, we got a high roller. He's got
Oh yeah,
a guy in a cart speeding.
yeah,
What are you talking about? And he's like, "Sir, sir," and he's like hanging on to
yeah.
the
He's
cart
getting
as the guy,
dragged. Yeah,
he's like spinning.
yeah.
Yeah.
Gets his ass kicked by
That
that
movie's fun.
woman.
I like the part where he's in the rainforest cafe and it's being treated as like the fucking Congo and he's like hunting them
Yeah,
down one by one.
it's like a fucking soldier. It's like that type scene.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
it's like cutting people's throats and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Imagine that, but it was R, and he went around cutting people's throats in there instead, dude. That'd
A
been
Paul
fucking
Blart Mall Cop, but it's rated R.
R. They could do it. That's everyone's old, and when the first one came out, everyone's
Yeah.
adult now, and they're a
And
kid.
single like thing when he takes out a bad guy in the mall, because it's got to be a mall. It's got to be a mall. He's got
It
to be
has
a
to be
mall
Paul.
cop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Where else? Yeah.
it's like R-rated style John Wick finishes using things within the mall. So it's
It's
like
just
I don't
like
know.
Mall of America or something.
Yeah,
That-
like I don't know. He's in a what's a good way, a crazy way somebody could get killed in the mall in like some store.
Oh, I'm just thinking of the turtle spinners in the Mall of America that ride, where they spin. He just tosses someone into those. The turtle, the
In the
turtle
Mall
shell.
of America, he throws him
Yeah,
into a
yeah.
freaking amusement ride and the guy
Ah,
gets
yeah, yeah.
obliterated.
Throws him over or the rock bottom plunge. I don't even know if that's there
Yeah.
anymore.
I'm
Yeah,
thinking
no.
about like I don't know, like a Chinese sword shop or something like that, a collectible souvenir shop, and he picks up like the Halo energy sword or something that they always have as a replica. No,
That'd
what's
be
up? I don't know, like what's a like a staple mall thing that you could get killed on?
Jesus Christ, I don't know. You fall in it. I always was told that if you stand at the escalator, your skin will get sucked under. I was always told that. So
Oh
probably
yeah, that's perfect. He's pushing the
yeah,
dude's head into the
grind someone's head.
escalator,
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah,
tearing the skin off
yeah,
his face.
yeah.
You
When he
you get the side view of it getting shredded off, and then you see his face coming through on the other side through the top.
that'd be pretty cool.
That's horrible.
That's funny. That is
Um,
horrible.
I don't know. I just wanted to talk about Paul Blart. But the last thing I have to
Uh,
lead off before you move on to your movies and TV here is I purchased, and I didn't need to, a fuck ton of Blu-rays yesterday from the Amazon Prime Day because a ton were on sale. Everything ranging from like I got a Steelbook, and then I got a bunch of 4K Blu-rays, and then I got one which includes 4 movies, just regular Blu-ray because I couldn't find a 4K of it. Excited to see, and I'm not going to tell you what I got, but when they get here, I'll display them all
Oh,
on screen for you, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen out there, listening to the podcast, in case you want to see some cool movies that are in high definition and the artwork that comes with them.
Paul's been getting into movies heavy. Well, I'll go into mine real. I got
I like
a
movies. I've
couple.
always liked movies.
No, I've been liking it more and more lately. I've been watching stuff with my with D, and she's been showing me a lot of animes. I'm gonna be real. Not a huge fan of the animes. She's showing me some Attack on Titan. It's pretty cool. It's okay. She showed me this one called Demon Slayer. I'm not a fan of it. They got this like cannibal girl where they got like a muzzle on her face. So she doesn't like bite this dude. And man, anime is just like this isn't like anime like One Punch. This is like Japanese. Like you have to read the subtitles type of anime.
It's yeah.
And been watching some of that. So I watched some Demon Slayer, some Attack on Titan. Can't say I'm a huge fan of either, but then I made her watch some the classic Western Simpsons because that's better and it was better and it was funnier. Uh, so I've been watching that. I also went and saw Paul. Do you go to the theaters much anymore? Because I know you've been watching movies, but it seems like you're watching them at home, right?
No, I've been watching them at home, and I've also been rewatching a lot of old stuff, especially now that like I'm buying like 4K high definition iterations of movies I have seen. It's like I don't know, like one of them I bought. I'll throw you a bone here. I did not know they upscaled and did Gene Wilder's Willy Wonka's
Yeah,
original Willy Wonka in 4K. I'm
that's
like, I
cool.
have to have that,
Yeah.
you know. But no, I
Pull
haven't
me
been
a
going to
phone.
the
I'll tell
movie
you what I'm
theaters.
watching.
What was
Is
that?
expense is it the expense that turns you off? How much it costs? Is that why you don't go to the movie theaters?
Not really. It's just
Hmm,
there's always
just
I
curious.
like going to the movies. I like the experience, but I have to be in a very particular mood now. And I'll go through a phase where I'll go all the time, but also too, whenever I'm in the mood to go see a movie, there's never a movie in theaters I think is worth my money to go see.
Mhm.
And it's tough.
Not lately. No, there hasn't anything. But
But
Paul,
I do want to say I do want to see Longlegs.
I
Heard
got a
good
movie
thing.
for you, Paul. Go check out Longlegs, starring Nicolas Cage and Maika Monroe. I can't say too much without spoiling it because it's a very in-depth movie.
I've heard it's a
The-
here I'll give you here I'll want me to give you what I've heard about it from other
yeah,
people.
tell me what you've heard so I don't. Yeah.
I've heard it's a creepy horror FBI style thriller similar to Silence of the Lambs,
Hmm.
and that's it.
Okay. See, I saw that as somebody was like, "This is similar to Silence of the Lambs." I'm gonna disagree because Silence of the Lambs is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. I've seen that movie dozens of times. It's not even exaggeration. I love it. Great movie. Awesome. This movie isn't quite like that. It's not, and I try to say this without spoilers, it's not as based in reality as Silence of the Lambs was. And here's what worked well about Silence of the Lambs, in my opinion. Um, when you have a psychopath like Ted Levine, right, playing Buffalo Bill, scary. He's terrifying. He's fucked up. Part of the thing of that mystery of that character is not knowing who it is, and not having prior knowledge of that character, versus Nicolas Cage playing a similar type character, and I would say arguably even as creepy and fucking weird as Ted Levine was as Buffalo Bill, right?
Yeah,
But it's Nicolas Cage, so it kind of turns you off of it. There's scenes where like Paul, he's really fucking creepy, but then halfway through the scene, you're like, oh, it's Nicolas Cage, ha 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 ha. That's pretty funny. It doesn't work. I feel like it would have been served better if Longlegs was played by a random person, which is why I think it's served better in Silence of the Lambs. Just more suspense. Um, the female lead, perfect. Malika Monroe plays the FBI agent. She was fantastic, really really good. She has really great. She doesn't talk a lot. She has really good facial acting and everything, and I was really really impressed by her. I like that. It doesn't hold the candle to Silence of the Lambs quite because again, it does steer away from reality a little bit in parts, and you'll see
yeah,
you'll see what I mean. But it's still kind of that same darkness. I just like Silence of the Lambs. There's just more characters. It just seems more fleshed out. And yeah, I had more talking points. I wrote them down, but like I read them and I'm like, this isn't that good of a talking point. I had more, but maybe we'll come back around next week with my full in-depth analysis. Kind of want to watch it again because compared to Silence of the Lambs, like big deal to me. It's like, anyway, super great movie. I'd recommend you at least go watch it in theaters. I think it's definitely
yeah.
worth. It's creepy, dude. It's like
Okay.
really unsettling. Yeah, I just think it was a little too long. Some of the scenes were fleshed out, a lot of quiet parts, very quiet. It's actually maybe the quietest movie I've ever seen. You ever seen A Quiet Place, Paul? Seen
Yeah.
that movie? It's quieter. This movie's quieter than that. Yeah, you
What
think
the
you think
heck?
I'm joking? I'm not. It is. Uh, so yeah, a lot of awkward silences. And I was in the theater and I read this too. I saw it on Red Letter Media when they reviewed it. They're like, yeah, some people laughed at parts and other people's were stone face. And I was the me and this I felt like that Woody or not that Woody, that Harley. You ever hear that Harley story where he's with the retarded guy in the movie theater and they're laughing at the same
And they
scene?
both
I
lock
was
eyes.
yeah, I was next to a guy like 2 seats down, and I was next to my other person, and I looked over, and we were laughing at the same scenes every time, and I just look at him like, "Yeah, that's my guy," because no one else is laughing at the scenes with Nicolas Cage or just some of the dialogue. There's like an empty line. This isn't a spoiler. There's an empty line where the cop goes, "Sir, I'm gonna need you to get down on your knees right fucking now, please." But he just says it all casually, and just the way it zooms in on his face. So there's a lot of like really nice held camera angles, and there's dread. Red Letter Media said it. This movie makes you feel on edge the entire time. There isn't a point where you don't think someone's gonna get their head caved in right at that moment.
Does it
So
have to
that's
do with spiders?
music. No,
It's
no, no,
just
no.
called
That's
Longlegs.
Longlegs is Nicolas Cage's character. Yeah, that's if you want to know. Yeah, it's nothing to do with spiders. No spiders in the film. Yeah, just it makes creeps out. The music's always like going, and it's always suspenseful, and
Does
it's always
Nicolas Cage have
being
a
watched.
tagline when he's showing up? Does he say something creepy or kooky?
Dude, dude.
Do you
Fucking
say it?
weird. I don't like that. Well, he just says one of his things is he's like, "Hi, I should have worn my long legs today," and he just says that well before he like does some shit, and he's like creepy, and his face is all fucked up. He's all like, dude, he's put on a bunch of doll makeup, and he's like fat, and he's like bloated, and he's like, "Oh, I guess I should have put on my long legs today," and he's like, dude, and he's talking to little girls, he's murdering little girls, Paul, and shit, and making dolls. It's creepy. I don't like this shit. Yeah, no, he has some other it's funny. It's just a spoiler, but the opening of the movie is like a little like tagline, they like quotes, and it's "Bang a gong, get it on, bang a gong" by T Rex. That's
Oh
one of his
yeah.
songs he listens to, and that's his vibe. So I just love how it's like you're dirty sweet and you're my girl, you're all I need, you're my lovin', and that's the quote at the beginning. I just think it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, check it out. One of the greatest horror movies more recently in time that I could think that was on the big screen. If you go see it, I will go see it again with you.
Was it
It is
pretty
long,
spooky?
2 hours. Dude, it was pretty fucking spooky. Actually, I'm gonna be real. I get spooked after movies, so a couple days after there, I was like, "Oh, there's long legs around," because that dude's. I don't want that dude near me, bro. Scary. But then again, like I said, once you kind of, if you can't really recognize him, but if you look into his eyes, you're like, Nicolas Cage. That's a dude that did Natural Treasure. He ain't scary at all. But yeah, I was walking in late night, like 2 a.m. the other night, and I was like going to the garage, and I'm like looking around. I'm like, fucking, I was scared, dude. I wouldn't shut the
Yeah.
door. I like being spooked though. But
You
anyway,
gotta watch. You
uh,
gotta watch Snake Eyes that I talked about. That old one with Gary Sinise and Nicolas Cage is pretty good.
oh, okay. I don't remember what that one was
It's a
about, but
conspiracy one where he's like a dirty cop, and then like somebody gets
oh,
assassinated
I
during
like
the
that. I
boxing
like
event during the fixed fight. Snake
what's it
Eyes.
called? Snake
Snake
Eyes.
Eyes. I think it was on Prime or something, maybe, or Netflix. I don't remember.
Oh, that does sound actually good. Wait, it's not the G.I. Joe one, right? It's not that one.
No,
Snake
it's
Eyes?
Snake
Okay.
Eyes. Nicolas Cage. Just look that up.
I keep seeing the G.I. Joe. I can't not see it. Oh, okay. You ever see Snake Eyes G.I. Joe? It's a good movie.
No, fuck off. I've seen like the first
Oh,
GI Joe movie.
he's on the cover like this. That's what he looks like. That's cool. Anyway, yeah, no, I think I had more talking points, but check out Longlegs. It's spooky. It scared me. It's a fun movie. I wouldn't even like necessarily recommend it to a lot of people because it's very slow. And we'll talk about once you see it because there's a lot of spoiler based stuff that I want to get into, but I can't. But
No
good movie.
worries. I'll
Other
let you know if you're free this weekend. Maybe we can go see it. Do you work?
Yeah, I'll probably pop. Yes. But no, not afternoon. So I'll be around anyway. At night, definitely. I don't want to go see it at 10 a.m. You got to go see it at like 10
I want to
p.m.
go see it at like 10 a.m.
God, go see it at 10 a.m. Whatever. Do whatever you want. It doesn't even matter, dude. Like, you're gonna walk out. It's gonna be broad day. You're supposed to walk out. You're supposed to walk to your car and be all spooked. That's the point. That's the spookiness of the movie. There's a bunch of fog when I went
I
outside.
guess. Oh my
Scared and
gosh.
shit. Um,
Um.
it's just that's just been what
Um.
I watch it. Don't Yeah, I have a speech impediment. Most people don't
No,
know this, and I don't like to tell people about it,
you
but then when
used
people
to.
talk to me about it, I still like to tell people I do because I do. Sometimes I mess up on words, and that's my excuse.
You
You
used
make
to.
fun of the retard. I do. I do. I do. I didn't. I didn't.
You know, with this whole sickness update, one of the medicines he gave me is a nasal spray, like a thing I have to like put my nose and shoot it up there, like both nostrils. And it got me thinking, I'm like, what happens if somebody that doesn't have asthma uses an inhaler? Does that give you like super breathing powers? Does it just like clear out your airways? Like,
Um,
have you ever hit an inhaler? I've never used an inhaler.
no, because I don't need one, but it sounds like it wouldn't be good.
It seems like it like open up your air. Like, what happens if you use an inhaler when you don't have asthma? Is it
Oh,
like flavored? Is it like a vape? Like, what is it?
if you used an inhaler without asthma. Let's see here, Paul. Let's see what they tell you. Oh my God. Okay, real. Increased heart rate, tremors, headache, feeling anxious, nervous, and mouth irritation is not dangerous. So pretty much nothing's gonna happen. You might get a headache, you might not. You could start seizing,
Oh my god.
might not. Yeah, you're good though. It won't do
Let's
nothing to you.
talk about Let's talk about Discord next week because I want to be able to yell, and I can't yell right
Okay,
now with my
that's
throat.
valid. That's good. That's good. We don't need to talk about. Anyway, yeah, no, it's like using fucking what do you call those? EpiPen without being an allergic reaction.
Isn't it
Doesn't
just
that
an
fuck
like?
you up?
Isn't it? Yeah. No, it's just like an
No, that'll kill
adrenaline.
you.
You just get a spike in adrenaline, don't you?
No, I feel like that's, like, not how that works. I feel like you have to still go to the hospital because even if you eject, you still have to go to the hospital, even if you are sick.
No, I feel like it'll make you like a superhuman.
No, no.
There goes
Inject
my hero.
into your veins.
Watch him as he
As he
goes.
goes. Good song, Creed. Check it out. My
That's not
Hero.
fuck.
But
Shut the fuck up.
it sound decent.
Surrender, Dorothy.
I hate you. Do you play any Savannah Dorothy? What songs did Bones play? Anything new? Anything that you haven't heard? Like, you're like, "Oh, man, I'm surprised Bones
No,
did that."
but he played. It was probably the best iteration I've seen him do of Loose Screw, and I'm pretty sure he did
Fuck that song.
Corduroy, which I've
You
never heard Corduroy before live, and that was
suck a dick.
cool.
Toot, all day, yell
Yeah,
session.
but Loose Screw was really cool live.
Yeah, that's the song I'm singing. Yeah, that's a good song.
Yeah,
To vibe. I hate Eddie Baker and Xavier Wolf. Boo, Xavier Wolf.
I like him. I
Boo,
like them both.
boo, boo. They just make terrible music. Xavier Wolf is a little better, but Eddie Baker makes the worst music I've ever heard in my life, and I
That's
would
why
tell
he
that
has
Rat
bones.
Face. I know that's lucky. He just got lucky as shit. Bones just handles everything, and Eddie Baker just comes along acting fat and not doing anything.
That Loose Screw beat is so hard.
Yeah, I love that song. There's a music video for it. Have you seen that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's fire. Yeah, I showed Mary that she didn't like it. It's
Didn't
pretty good.
like it.
No, she didn't like it. Paul, you ever play any mobile games lately? You like mobile
No, I
games?
don't mobile game.
Uh, okay. Well,
I
I
used to
do.
have some on my phone, but I deleted them all because I don't know, I never use them.
I started playing the Battle Cats, which is pretty much one of those like don't. It's a Japanese game. It translated to English. But what do you describe the game as? There's two sides, left and right. You know, you're on the right side. You're the attacking, and you send in units to attack the other side. But it's just a straight line. What do you call that type? You know what I'm talking about, though. You know, I described
Yeah,
it.
I know what you're talking about. Like that Age of
Like
War
that.
game.
Age of War. Yeah, it's exactly like Age of War, except better. It's Battle Cats, and you go over and take over the world. But it's that type of game. I used to play it a lot as when I was a kid, but I re-downloaded it. And playing it as a kid, I always knew, like young kid, I was like, this is a pay to win game, 100%. Like you have to pay a little, you throw in some money to get some cool cats and win this game, right? And I always could never get far enough to like beat the game because you'd have to put in so many hours. There's like certain things you have to do. And I finally bit the bullet. I said, I'm an adult and I'm going to spend $20 in this game and get everything. And because I'm not building back up because I've built several characters. Once you delete your save, the character's gone. I spent money. So I said $20, got myself the gold edition, and went right to the top, Paul. I'll see you at the top. And I just started slaying, and I've been
See you
having
at
a
the top.
blast on the game. See you at the top. Yeah, no, that's the only way to play that game is drop 20 bones, go into it. It's a good game. I'm having a lot of fun of that. But I wanted to ask you, one, I wanted to talk about this mobile game I can't find. But while I'm talking about it, think about it. Is there any mobile games that you fondly remember that you're like, damn, this one was good, or like you just miss? Because there's one that I can't find. It was essentially, and I talked about this, it was a germ game. It was a platformer game similar to Super Meat Boy, but it didn't play as fast as Super Meat Boy. But
Oh, I got one.
you played as this mucus, Paul. You played as this like you know the tire man, that guy, that the big tire guy. That's like the big puffy guy. You know what I'm talking
Michelin
about?
Man,
Who's that
yeah.
guy?
Michelin Man.
Michelin Man. Imagine the Michelin Man, but tan And in a side-scrolling game where you go inside this dude's body and you're fighting germs, there's like this microorganism, and you go around beating up these germs and stuff. It's like a side scroll. You have to get to the end,
Oh.
right? I can't find that game, and I've been looking for it for years. If anyone could find that germ side scrolling beat 'em up game, I'll suck your dick. I don't even just kidding. No, I've been looking for that, so I'm putting that out there. I'm putting out that flag, Paul. I signal flare. Find that.
Nostalgic phone game for me is kind of a couple here. First one is Fastball 2. Just a
Okay.
fun platformer with the ball. You
Yeah.
jump over obstacles, and there's just different tons of
Oh, that
stages.
sounds fun. I want to
Yeah.
play that.
I think it was called Fastball 2. And then what was the other one? I like the Trailer Park Boys game when that first came out. But then I got
Oh,
bored of it.
the build 'em up. Yeah.
Yeah. And then that's kind of it.
Not me
Other
downloading
than that,
Fastball 2 right now.
yeah, other than that, Fruit Ninja or just a classic Doodle Jumper Fruit Ninja.
Fruit Ninja. Oh, Fruit Ninja. Yeah, Doodle Jumper. I think I have that on my phone. I'll hop on it every once in a while. That shit goes hard. Other games I have is Tinder. I have Tinder. That's a good game. Grinder. It's great. Tetris. Gotta have Tetris. Gotta have that. I gotta have Minesweeper. I'm pretty good at, not I mean to my own horn, but I'm pretty good at Minesweeper. You ever play a little Minesweeper, Paul? You even know how to play
No,
Minesweeper?
no, not really.
Disgusting. You should play Minesweeper.
How do you
It's
play?
terrible. It's awful.
Explain to
It's
me how to
a
play
number.
Minesweeper.
You want me to explain? Oh, dude, it's the most boring thing ever. It took me like a long time to learn. But pretty much, if you click on a square, and let's say you click on a square, Paul, and it says a number 2 on it, that means within that. So there's what 3, 6. There's 8 squares around that one square, right? So within those 8 squares, there are 2 bombs that are touching that block right there. So you have to like around those. You have to like kind of figure out which one it is and get lucky, and then you kind of like map out where the bombs are touching, and the goal is to take away the bombs. It's pretty, I guess it's pretty simple. Just like if it has a number 3 on it, then in that 8 block area there's 3 bombs. You don't know where they are, but you just get lucky,
And they're
and
touching, and they're somehow going to that.
they are somehow touching that one block that has the number 3 on it, whether it be diagonal or just straight on, but they're somehow touching it. So you only have 8 blocks to choose from, and you just go through the board like that, and it gets harder and harder. You have to like mark off the bombs and stuff, and it gets infuriating when you hit a mine. Check out Minesweeper. It's a new
Okay.
game. Came out.
Yeah, it's a new game. I just never understood how to play it. I just click around when I was a kid, but then like I never. They have that on the phone. I
Yeah.
guess I'm not surprised.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, it's the same version. It's the same thing. You just click around. It's kid. That's what everyone did, and you learn how to play it.
Yeah.
Solitaire is classic. I always play that. Well, you know what's crazy about Solitaire is only like 12% of the games dealt are winning games. That's the only that's how much percentage of Solitaire hands you can win.
Really?
A good player can win like 20%. Yeah, isn't that crazy? I never knew that. So if you were to sit down and grab a deck of cards and play Solitaire, which I'll do sometimes, the chances you winning that game or being able to win it, because there's certain things in Solitaire. I don't know if you know how to play Solitaire,
No.
but if you really don't know how to play Solitaire, anyway, there's certain things in Solitaire where the cards will be trapped under other cards that you can't lift up until you get that one card, but it's locked under that one. So if you play online, you just click win and deal. Give me a win and deal, so you know you're gonna win. But yeah, if you're a good player, you can win 20% of the games, which is crazy. Fun game though. So
Okay.
really fair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really fair. Okay. Well, we are up over an hour here. Is there anything you want to talk about still? Or do you want to call it a show?
Nah, we can call it a show. I'm tired. I honestly spent
I'm tired
the
too.
whole day not really doing much, and I'm so tired from doing nothing.
That's
Damn,
how it
my life's
is.
hard.
Doesn't
My
matter.
life's
I
hard,
swear,
dude.
it doesn't matter if you have an entire day of exertion or a entire day of doing nothing. You're always tired. That's how I am.
As an
Yeah.
adult, it sucks.
All right. Well, you want me to sign us off?
Yeah, sign us off. Thanks for watching. I appreciate
Yeah.
it. Paul.
Like, subscribe, comment. Thank you so much for tuning into Gutterball 109. I kind of want to do the tagline, but it's going to wreck my throat. That was Gutterball 109. Have a good weekend. Whoa.
Gutterball.